good evening. Happy Thursday to you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us here on the Empower Her Talk Show. It has been a while since I've been in live, really. So, I would like, let's see here, to go ahead and get started, you guys. Yes, yes, yes. So, um, again, this is another episode of the Empower Her Talk Show. I want to first of all thank Acadiana Open Community Media for this opportunity, LUS and Cox Cable. I am Coach Celeta, and we're going to have an awesome time today, okay? And we're going to be talking about the power of saying no, right? This is very, very, very important that we're able to say no to some things. We know this is the holidays, right? We've already passed one holiday. We got Thanksgiving out the way. Now we have Christmas and New Year. So we know everybody is pulling us from one end to the other, our job, our friends, our family. I was talking to my friend earlier. She just cleaned out the house with everybody. So she's like, oh my God, I am so tired. Because look, it takes a lot dealing with a lot of people, taking care of everybody, making sure everybody got up what they need, going places, taking everybody with you, loading up the cars, the kids, the whole 9 yards. So we're doing all these things, you guys, okay? We're doing so much. And in the process, what are we doing for ourselves? Okay. We need time for ourselves. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We have a habit of saying yes, yes, yes to everything. Okay. Your friend needs to borrow money. Yes. Okay. Um, the ideal that you only have one day off and a cousin needs to move. Right. So you say, yes, I'm going to go ahead and help them move. Right. You don't know how to say no. You know, babysitting the grandchildren. Really, when you need to relax and just let go, you can't because you wind up saying yes. So we all have this mindset that we're people pleasers, so we're going to automatically say yes. So let's talk a little bit about the psychology behind the ideal of actually how it's so hard for us to say no. So first of all, we don't like to disappoint people. Okay, we've been taught that you don't disappoint, or that when you say no, you're being selfish. You're not being selfish, you guys. You're thinking about yourselves. You're thinking about how can I keep myself going, because when I'm out, there's nobody else. And a lot of times you can't pour into an empty cup. I mean, you can't do anything with an empty cup. You got to put something in it. And when the cup is empty, which is you're drained of energy, you have nothing. And before you know it, there's nothing you can do, right? And another thing that our issue is too is that we don't like to be left out. We want to be part of everything, especially during the holidays. So you don't want to be left out. So you want to make sure that you're saying yes. But the truth is, sometimes saying no, we need to say no because it the ideal that some of the things that we say yes to does not align with our values and how we see ourselves and our commitment. We have to say no. Okay, we have to be able to say no. So let's talk a little bit about how do you say no. Okay. How do we say no to things that we know that is something we don't really want to do? Not saying that you need to write an apology letter. Okay. Make it very simple and to the point, because sometimes they just don't get it. But you need to say no, make it enough. Just this is enough, I'm not doing it. The next thing you can do is, um when people put you on the spot, because sometimes I do, people do that. You can say to them, okay, let me get back with you. Okay, I have to see what my schedule looks like, and then I can tell you whether or not I'm going to be available to help you on that day, or maybe we can, work something out. Another thing you can do is look at the ideal of some alternatives. Giving them an alternative. For instance, we're talking about somebody, like we were talking about your cousin moving, right? Um, or your friend moving. If someone's moving, tell them, hey, look, I have another ideal. Maybe we can get you some, I can suggest to you some other movers. but I am not going to be able to be available for this move for you. Okay. And that's all you can do. You cannot do anything else. Okay. Some ways that we can practice learning how to say no, look in the mirror and keep saying no over and over again until you believe, yeah, it's a no. I can't do it. Um, no matter what you say, I cannot do it. Okay. There's no way that I can do it. I can't. Okay. Um, being confident to say no is very, very important. Now, let's talk a little bit about boundaries, because boundaries are very important, because boundaries go along with saying no. Being able to create boundaries in the process kind of sometimes can be very hard, but it can be done. Um, saying no um, can actually sometimes create those boundaries, letting people know that no, I cannot do this today. Okay. Understanding that you're putting up fences not to keep people out, but you're putting them up to protect your peace, because right now your peace is very, very important to you. Okay. So you definitely want to make sure that you're protecting your peace. Okay. Because this, when you don't have boundaries and when you don't know how to say no, do you know how physically draining that is, mentally draining that is? It can take you to ways and things that you never ever thought you would do. People can get sick from being a natural people pleaser, because these, you have what we call energy vampires out there who just drain you of all your energy. And because you don't have the boundaries in place, because you don't know how to say no, this is going to be a cycle that you're going to continue going through until you get to the point where you're like, you know what, enough is enough. I am not about to keep doing this. Okay. I'm going to have to continue to remind myself that I am important, because sometimes people treat you the way that you treat yourself. Okay. And if you don't have any boundaries on yourself, guess what? Nobody else is going to have boundaries on you. Why? You don't. Okay. At all. You don't have any boundaries. Why should I have boundaries? You know? I mean, that's how they look at it. Why should I have boundaries if you don't about yourself? I'm going to treat you how, and people don't do it like purposely do it, because a lot of times they're doing it subconsciously. They don't realize they're doing it. They're just watching how you sit there and put yourself down, sit there and do the woes me, even though you could say no. Just to avoid to say no, you'll bring up everything else. You won't set the boundaries in place, and then you suffer and complain about why you didn't say no. Okay. And that's something we have to definitely look at. That's what we have to definitely look at when it comes to learning how to say no to certain things in our lives. When it comes to our kids, no, we're not going ice skating today. I don't feel like it. But if you want to go, we can call your auntie to see if she's available, because that's the alternative to me telling you no, and see if she's available and see if she wants to take you. If she's not available, then we're going to have to pick another day to do it. Um, Even with the honey, I wanted to go, maybe we could go hang out and play cards with Judy and Ray. Baby, I don't feel like it right now. I can't. Well, you never said that before. Well, I'm saying it now. Yeah, I'm saying it now. You have to say that. I'm saying it now, and I am going to go, and I'm going to go rest. I'm going to take me a nice hot bath, and I'm going to rest because I deserve it, right? You deserve taking care of yourself. Everybody needs to know what your boundaries are. You don't keep those to yourself. Everybody needs to know what your boundaries are, so nobody won't overstep them. Maybe you need to put them on the refrigerator like we put everything else. Doctor's appointments, whatever we put on the refrigerator. Here are my boundaries today. Here are my, look, how about you saying, this is my calendar for the rest of the month? This is my calendar for the rest of the month. And I am not doing anything. I am not spending time doing anything else today, but um, but me. Because sometimes it does. It takes a lot, and because we don't understand that, um, people will drain you. People will take total advantage of everything that you're trying to do for yourself. Because I mean, what do they got to lose? I mean, you always do for me. Why do you have a problem? Look, why do you have a problem now doing for me? What's the deal? You know, why are you not wanting to do what I need right now? And that's the mindset some of us have. And again, we have all the holidays coming up. We got two more holidays because we already went through Thanksgiving. If you dealt with all of that on Thanksgiving, let's go into the new year. Let's go into the new year with a mindset where we're not going to get caught up in all this. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. We're going to actually be healthy. We're actually going to go into the new year with a mindset that we're going to make things happen, things that need to happen in our lives. Okay, making us priority. Okay, I know that is easier said than done. I understand that because I'm that type of person. I don't like to say no to people. I will definitely um, if you say, "Look, I'm having issues with my grocery bill," okay, I'll write your grocery bill out and send it to you. Take off the stuff that you don't like. No, and I don't have time for that because I'm doing this. I'm sitting up thinking of different segments I can put together for the show. Okay. I also have another show I do. I have a show I do on Facebook. So I'm wearing a lot of hats. I have a YouTube channel. I have two YouTube channels. I work one more than I work the other one. So I really don't have time. Okay. I literally have to put together a calendar of all the things that I need to do because I don't have time. I do a weekly planner, you know. So all those things we definitely, definitely need in order to stay on task and not feel like we're not being productive. So if I say no, it's because I have something else I have to do. I really want to help you, but I can't right now. So let me see what I can do to at least see if there's an alternative to what you need. Okay. But right now, I can't do it. You know, can you see if one of our other cousins or uncles or whatever, can they do it? Can they pick up the dog from the grooming? I'm just saying, from the groomers. Just stop making your life inconvenience for other people. Again, we got the holidays coming up. We got Christmas. Somebody might want you to take them to a nutcracker. What is it called? The nutcracker play. All right. Maybe somebody wants you to go shopping with them. Sometimes everybody don't shop the same way. Some people want to stay in the store forever. Okay. And some people don't, right? And you're out taking them around and doing all the things that you got to do to make sure that they're taken care of, and you're exhausted. Now, not to say that you just got off work, okay? You just got off work. Excuse me. You just got off work, and you're getting a call from your sister, and you're like, I really need this. I got a party I got to go to. I need to do this. And you're like, and I need you to take me because you're so good at such and such and such. You know my style. You know what I like. You know what I look good in. Uh, And you're sitting there like, but can you get somebody else? I can't get nobody else. You are the best. Can you get somebody else? Do you need it tonight? Well, the party is Saturday. Okay, it's Wednesday. Well, I just want to be okay. Again, tonight is not the night I can do it. Okay, we need to pick another night prior to Saturday. We might not. We might even have to pick Saturday to go since you're not going until that night, right? So sometimes you have to find ways of making sure it is raining here like crazy. Um, Making sure that, hey, look, I need this. I need this. The kids might be in a Christmas play, so one of your job is to get them back and forth to their rehearsals, right? So maybe you and your husband or significant other can split the time of taking them to rehearsals. Or let them stay at school because sometimes you can have after school where they stay at school and then you pick them up after they finish. There could be a way you can take turns. During that time, you could get a lot done. Okay. Um, it's just so important that you be able to say no when it's needed. Okay, you guys, that's the biggest part is being able to say no when the time comes because our time is precious, okay? Our time is precious and we need to treat it that way. We need to treat it where, yeah, my time means a lot to me. It's all I have. Okay. And learn and pay attention to the energy vampires. And I hate to call them that, but that's what they are. People who find ways of sucking the energy out of you. Okay. Making your making your life miserable in the process of everything else. Um, you're not getting good sleep, you're not getting good exercise, your eating habits are not where they should be. Okay. You have to come up with a point or a time, and you put your schedule together for you. Okay. Put your schedule together for you. Make sure you have everything you need, because it's very hard sometimes to do all the things that you need to do. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's definitely how it is. Okay. It's definitely how it is. And being able to actually see it and realize that you're so much more important, okay, than all the things that you do. Okay? So much more important. Okay? And you have to get it. You have to understand that when you're gone, they're going to still be wandering around here. They're going to find somebody else to do something else for themselves. Okay? They're going to find ways of doing things without you. I mean, and I hate to say it like that, but when you're gone, and maybe you have to learn how to prepare people for that time. And I'm not saying you're gonna, you're gonna pass away or nothing. I'm just saying put it in their minds, because then that's where boundaries come in at. Put it in their minds, okay, that what will happen, ask them that. What will happen if I was not here? How would you do all the work that you've done without me? How would you find somebody to move you? How would you find somebody to go shopping with you to pick you out that dress for Saturday night? Would you go alone, or would you get one of your other friends? Setting boundaries is important. And maybe you have to tell them that. Because sometimes you think people know certain things and they don't. And one thing you want them to know is that, yes, you can definitely um, find somebody else to do this with. You have friends, they can take you, they can go out with you, they can do all those things that need to be done. Right now, I can't do it. I can't do it. No matter how much you want me to do it, I can't do it. I am not prepared to do it. Okay, mentally, emotionally, or physically, am I need rest. Okay, and don't be afraid to say you need rest, because sometimes we feel embarrassed, and there's no need to feel embarrassed. There's no need, no need at all to feel embarrassed. Okay. And because um we don't know how, it it can sometimes be a bad thing. It it could be something that really hinders you, and then your relationship with that person or those persons can start to wear on you guys, because they're trying to figure out why they no longer can just walk into your life and ask you a bunch of questions, and you jump up and do for them. They want to know why you put up the gate. Then you become a gatekeeper of your own time. Yeah. And they have an issue with you being a gatekeeper of your own time, which is crazy, but they get attitudes because you're not available for them. Yeah. They get attitudes because you don't want to share your time. Okay. So let's talk about 50 different ways. We only talked about three or four, but there's actually 50 different ways to politely say no. One of them is, sadly, I have something else going on. Number two, I wish I were able to. Number three, sorry, I'm afraid I can't. Okay. Number four, I'm flattered, but I have to sit this one out. Know when your boundaries are clicked in and they're in place. Okay. I'm sorry I'm unable to fit this in. No, thank you, but it sounds lovely. I'll have to take a rain check on that. So these are the things that you can actually it's just it's crazy. Hold up. It is crazy. Okay. Um and people don't realize no is a full sentence, right? You know that, right? Yeah. No is a full sentence. So there's nothing wrong with saying no. Number five, I'm sorry I'm able to fit this in. Number six, no, thank you, but it sounds lovely. Number seven, I'll have to take a rain check. Number eight, my apologies, I'll need to decline. Number nine, unfortunately, I can't do this time. Okay. Um, let's talk about the next set. The next set, number 10. I'm flattered you asked me, but I simply can't right now. Maybe next month. So have your schedule. Let me look at my schedule. Remember? Let me look at my schedule and see what I can do. Um, I'll pass this time. Um, but let me know next time. Okay. Thanks for thinking of me, but I'm not available right now. But I will be in the future. Again, we're going back to that calendar. The calendar is where you can say whether or not you're going to be able to be available. Number 13, I appreciate the invitation, but unfortunately, I have to pass this time. So you're being nice, you're being courteous, and just letting them know. Now they're probably freaking out, but that's all right because you got it. Okay, you got it. Number 14, I'm sorry I won't be able to go, but thank you for thinking of me. Like, say somebody wants to take you on a Christmas lunch, because we know that's the next holiday. They want to take you on a Christmas or be part of a Christmas luncheon or a brunch or whatever. And you're like, thank you, but no, you're looking at the ideal that, oh my God, I got to do this. I can't do it. And I need to rest. I'm a type person where I'm going to get my rest in. Um, I don't care. I'm gonna get my rest in because without my rest, I'm not functional. When it's time for me to relax, just kind of a woosah moment, I'm gonna take my woosah moment. Okay. Number 15, I'm gonna go over number 15 because I don't know if I said it or not. I have to say no, but please consider me again in the future. So that's right. Leave it out there, leave it open. That doesn't mean every time they come to you to ask you, you got another excuse. But in the future, when everything is not so busy, okay, we'll get together. All right. Number 16. Unfortunately, I can't participate this time around, but I really appreciate the offer. Now, that right there is saying you're not even trying. You like, okay, I said what I said, and I'm not taking no more. That's it. I'm not doing nothing else. So it says you may also want options that are still straightforward, but emphasize scheduling conflicts or lack of availability. Okay. So again, we talk about our calendar, our schedule, how are we setting up everything, our agenda, what's going on, right? So it says here, number 17, I have other things on the calendar already, so I really can't. So you already have something planned. And I know this sounds crazy, like, why would you plan something or why are you telling me no? You're not allowed to tell me no. And I think that's what goes through people's minds when they're saying that. No, you can't say no to me. But yeah, I need to, right? Number 18, I have another commitment this week, but thank you for the invite. Yeah, so it's like my schedule is full. I can't do anything else. I apologize, but I can't. And I just said something that we got to get out of the habit of saying is apologizing. You don't have to apologize for it. That's your time. Okay? Your schedule. They're inviting you. Okay? Number 19. My current schedule doesn't allow this, but check in the back in a month. So let them know that, hey, my calendar is full. Um, and if you're in a situation where you're sitting down and you're talking to them, look at your calendar. Let me see, what date was that? Mm, oh, the kids got a basketball game I have to go to. And I don't want to miss that. I've missed like three or four of them already. You don't have to go into detail, but I'm just saying, if it's somebody you know, you can do that. I'm not going to be able to do it, you know. Um, I'm fully booked with other projects, but I'm free next quarter. So you're letting them know. And then I'm not available for another 4 months. I know it sounds crazy, but yeah, that's what you're telling them. Well, I know that's crazy, but I'm not available. I cannot do anything. And then again, it depends on what they're asking you to do. It could be a whole nother project that's going to take that long, right? But you have to do what you have to do. You're not available for that, right? Um, Sorry, I'm not able to take on new commitments at this moment. So sometimes you have to tell people, I can't take on your commitment. Your commitment could be anything. It could be, say, you want to help on a project at work. Okay. You're looking at your schedule and like, I can't do it. I don't, I just don't have the time. And I apologize for that. But no, again, do you see the habit I've created for myself? Almost feeling guilty that I can't do for them by apologizing. Don't apologize. That's just a habit I have to break. Okay. Number two says, my calendar's at capacity, but I'll let you know if anything changes. It's like you have a doctor's appointment, they can't get you to way down the line. You're saying, okay, and they'll say, well, if you have an opening, somebody cancels, let me know. That's the same thing with your calendar. If somebody cancels in your count on your calendar, okay, you give that person a call. Are you available on this day? This is the time I have. This is all I have. If you're available, let me know. That can be that's another way, because I mean, you're not really just letting them go. You're just telling them right at this very moment, I can't do anything. Okay. Thank you for thinking of me, but I'm unavailable this week. So you already know your schedule's full for this week from Monday through Friday. You got so much to do, so there's no time to do whatever it is that they're asking. Okay. Number 24 says, I'll sit this out since I have other plans, but thank you. So sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes um, you have to say, well, I can't do it right now. I'm not available for it this at this moment. Okay. And it's all right. Understand this, you guys. We have to get adjusted to being all right with things that we have no control over. Okay. We only have control over ourselves. Okay. And how we see things. So it says here these responses are similar, but focus on intentionally prioritizing other goals or projects instead of just scheduling conflicts. Okay. Number 25 says, I'm dedicating my time to other things right now and can't focus on that. Okay. So you're just letting them know, okay, straight up, I got other things to do. Okay. Um, I have a list of projects I need to get done. I'm trying to work all my goals out, and right now is not the time. Okay. Number 26 says, I'm pursuing other things right now, but might prioritize this down the line. Okay. Might add it on as I go. Might be able to get it in there, right? Um, Number 27, I committed to the plan I've already created. So if you've already set up a plan, say you already got your calendar for the next year, you can't get them in, okay? Unless something happens where you can, okay, can I call you later to see if, if something, again, when there's cancellations and you think you have that time to give to, then you can do it. If you don't do it. And don't move your calendar around to fit that because you want to say no. The whole purpose of this is learning how to say no. Okay. I apologize. My energy is focused elsewhere right now. And I know that sounds like you're not prioritizing their situation or something you're saying no to from them. Okay, but it's not that. You have to be straightforward. You have to make sure they understand, you know, why all of a sudden now she's changing, why she's already doing this, why she's doing that. She wasn't talking like that before. Well, now I am. And next year, come January, and this is something you guys might want to look into. Next year, hmm, in January, I know that's what I'm going to be doing. Okay, changing up my schedule, putting together a whole yearly plan, and we're going to talk about our yearly plans. I'm working on something right now that is going to take me maybe about, I'll say, 2 or 3 months to do. But in between, I can do other things. But it's a project that I have been wanting to do for so long. And now I have an opportunity to do it. Nothing stopping me from doing it. I don't have little kids at home. I don't have any grandkids. I have 2 dogs and a husband. So there's no need for me to have excuses of not doing it and working on it. So I have been working on it little by little. And it's been raining here, so I can't go out and take my pictures like I want to. So that's another thing. Um, so Number 29, I'm fully booked with existing priorities. So just basically telling them I can't do nothing right now. I have a lot right now, and I'm trying to get all my priorities out the way so that, maybe down the line I can, but right now I can't. Okay. Number 30, I need to stay focused on my current workload. And people like, mm, you have an issue with focusing on multitasking? Well, sometimes people do because it depends on what you're asking me to do. If it's going to take up a lot of time and I need to stay focused on that very thing, then yeah, I need that. Okay. Number 30, I need to stay. Okay, that's we said that one already. Number 31 says, I'm narrowing my focus to just a few commitments at the moment. So you're just basically telling them, I've been all over the place, but now I'm just working on a couple of goals at one time. I'm focusing on a couple of things at one time because those are what is important to me. Okay. Um, 32 says, I'm prioritizing my current plans above everything else. So you've already established the idea that you're not doing anything different than you already have been doing. And you know what's important to you to make sure all the things that you prioritize, your goals are being done. That's important to you, not anybody else. Okay. That's what's important to you. So it says the next group of responses acknowledges the sense of being at max capacity, which can be useful for setting boundaries. So now we're talking about setting boundaries. So number 33 says, my apologies. Okay, this is where the apologies come in at. But I'm overextended as it is. Okay, I can't put anything else in the basket. The basket is overflowing. Okay, and that basket is me. Okay. Number 34 says, I already have too many obligations at this moment. Sometimes we too many irons in the fire and you're not being able to juggle them. And it can stress you out. I used to do that. I used to have anxiety um, episodes because what I would do is I'd work myself up. I do a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff going on, and then I get overwhelmed. Yeah, and that's crazy, but that's what usually happens. Number 34 says, I've already have too many okay. Number 35 says, I have too many things on my plate already. So admit it. Just outright admit I can't do that because I have a lot of things on my plate. I can't eat everything at one time. And I can't add anything else. I'm not that hungry. Okay, I'm using that in a literal sense. I'm not that hungry. I can't eat no more. There you go. That's the word. I cannot eat anymore, right? Okay. Number 36 says, I'm involved in other projects that are taking all my time. Yeah, I'm involved with a lot of projects that's taking all my time. I cannot do it. I just told you about different things I'm doing. Um, I got a podcast I do. I've got I got 2 YouTube channels that I participate in. So I'm constantly doing something. So I have to squeeze things in. But I'm getting better with my timing. I'm getting better with my tasking. It takes a while, but I'm getting there. Number 37, I don't have a bandwidth for that right now. Wow. Using the bandwidth on you. My bandwidth is down. It's low, and it's slow. I'm not able to give this attention it deserves. So that's number 38. That could be anything. People, places, or things. Okay. I don't have the attention span. Okay. And it's not about being harsh to them when you say no. It's just basically trying to figure out what works with that situation. Because everybody's situation is different, especially when they're saying no. Okay. Um, Number 9, I don't have the mental space for this. Wow. Wow. I don't have the mental space for this. That is something, huh? I wonder how you would say that. To me, that's kind of saying not being mean, but I guess you could laugh it off and tell them right now, and I just can't do it. I got so much on my head. I don't know. Okay, so it says these indicate a request is beyond your current resources. That implies the answer could be yes if you had more resources. Okay, so number 40 says, I'm sorry I don't have the resources to take this on. So that means you're basically saying if you're not coming with the resources to get this done, I can't do it because that's time consuming. And if you're asking me to do a favor, you need to give me everything I need for me to do that favor. That's just it. I always believe that. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay, 41 says it's not realistic with the resources I currently have. So it doesn't match up with the resources. So are you going to so what if that person tells you, "Hey, okay, I can provide those resources for you. Would you still do it?" I'm just saying, would you still do it? Number 42 says, "I'm not equipped with enough resources to support this right now." But what if I equipped you with the resources? Would you still do it? Just a little question to ask. Would you still do the work? I need additional. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Number 44 says, "I need additional resources to commit and make it work." Are you ready to give all that up? I mean, if you already have it, maybe I'll see what I can do. But if I have to look for the resources myself and have all the things I need, then I don't. Just the use of you coming to me asking me if I can already do it. You know what I'm saying? So it says, lastly, you may come across situations where you spot red flags and want to emphasize the lack of comfort. The following phrases can be useful for politely refusing something that doesn't sound like it a good fit. Okay, number 45 says, "This isn't something I'm comfortable with." Be able to admit it no matter what it is. If you're not comfortable with it, say you're not comfortable with it. It's all right. There's nothing wrong with it. 46 says, "I'm going to take a step back at this point." So you already know what your boundaries are. You're creating the boundaries yourself because you already know I can't do this. I can't do this. This part of it I can't do. I can do this over here, but I can't do that. And I really don't want to confuse you. So I just step back from everything. I'm just saying. So number 47 says, "I don't think I'm the best person to take this on." Sometimes that can sound like an excuse. Then again, it comes whoever it comes from. 48 says, "Appreciate the opportunity, but it's not the right fit for me." So that could be in the job situation, it could be a project situation, it could be anything. But it's not a good fit for me, so I'm not going to involve myself in the situation where it's not benefiting, where I'm not comfortable doing something. Okay, something to think about. 49, "This doesn't sit right with me, so I'll have to pass." So if I don't understand something and it don't sound right, oh yeah, I'm going to definitely pass on it. You guys, if you see me drinking water a lot, it's because I'm dry. I just feel like I'm dry. And some of the medication, if you guys know about medication, You have to drink plenty of water too. So the very last one is this isn't the best fit for my skill set. Let them know that you don't have the skill set to do that. While some of these options often a short explanation, off, offer a short explanation, you do not necessarily owe someone else a reason for telling them no. Sometimes simply saying no. I'm sorry. I apologize. Simply saying no and not going into further detail can help you appear calm and decisive. Very good. When should you say no? When do you think you should say no? Learning to recognize the signs of personal discomfort can help you decide when it's time to politely create boundaries. Here are 5 indicators that's best to say no on your own. Number one, I feel uncomfortable. No one knows your limits better than you. If a request makes you feel uneasy or conflicted, it's a strong sign that you should say no. It's also to pause, okay to pause, take a moment to do some mindful breathing and listen to your intuition before telling them an answer. So make sure that you're in the right place mentally and emotionally in order to say no. Mindful breathing. Take time out to do your 5 minute breathing in, out, in, out. So you can do this any time of the day, even after they ask you this question. Just start woosahing on them. I'm sorry. I just thought that was funny. It says here, let's see. Even if someone important to you is the one asking for a favor, doesn't mean your time and energy aren't valuable. So yeah, don't pick and choose the people that you're going to help. If you're going to say no to everybody, say no to everybody. Because guess what? You don't know who's watching you. You don't know who's watching you. So you have to be careful with what you're saying. If you're going to say that certain thing, stick to it. I mean, just stick to it. Use self advocacy skills to stand your ground. Your decision to decline should come from a place of self love and not guilt or obligation. That's right. You should feel good about the decision you make, about yourself, because it's for you, right? um it says here you're overloaded with work. When you're already swamped with tasks, saying yes to more can create signs of burnt out. Okay, politely telling someone you can't take on additional responsibilities, okay, if you need to focus on your other obligations. All right, very, very important. Okay, very important. You feel a request crosses personal boundaries. You feel a request crosses personal boundaries. Do you feel that that's what request does? So if someone asks you to do something that violates your personal boundaries, it's okay to say no. Boundaries protect your mental health and physical well-being, and honoring them is an act of self-respect. Self-respect. Number three, excuse me, 5. Did I miss something? No, I didn't. Number 5, you are only saying yes to please someone else. Yes, lots of times we do that. Lots of times we do that. For some reason, we think that's the norm, and it's not the norm. Okay. It says while pleasing others is a natural incentive for saying yes, it shouldn't be the only reason you take on a new project or an emotional burden. If pleasing someone else comes at the cost of your subjective well-being, it isn't worth it. It isn't worth it. So why is it so hard for us to say no? Why do we have such a bad time with saying no? It says the journal IMBO report suggests that difficulty saying no could come from many different places, including a desire to prove your value, a lack, of experience and external expectation. Okay. And I know some people out there who definitely changes how they do things, how they see things, just so they can fit in. And if it means a lot of yeses, they're going to do that. A lot of yeses just to fit in. I've always considered myself a conformist. I don't like to fit in with everybody else. I like to be that different, even though certain views and opinions of mine are definitely uh, on the same wavelength as everybody else. Okay, so I will say that. A desire to be accepted is one thing we talked about. The lack of experiences settling our boundaries. Yes, that's very important that we discussed on here or will be discussing in the future. Lack of experience setting boundaries. Some people don't know how to set boundaries. They just don't know how to do it. You may struggle to turn down requests because you lack the ability to speak up for yourself. That's what they say. I didn't say that. So is it true that you cannot speak up for yourself? I'm just asking. Is it true? Lack of experience setting boundaries. You may struggle to turn down requests because you lack the ability to speak up for yourself. Which one? Okay. Interesting, right? Um, a fear of relationship strain. You might fear saying no out of worry that an honest reply would cause a ripple in the relationship. Okay. Yep, that could happen. Pressure to release, pressure to please others. We deal with that all the time. We are people pleasers by nature. A lot of us are. Then we've gotten to the point where we do the extreme. We don't care. We'll cut you out. We'll just act the fool every opportunity we get. Because, see, look, I know you. Okay. Um, you might fear saying no out of worry that an honest reply will cause rift in the relationship. Are you really? Are you really upset about that? I hope not. I really don't. I think we, like, again, we waste our energy on things that are not even necessary for us to waste our time or energy on. You got to know the difference. Pressure to please others, saying yes to feel like fulfilling someone's expectations while saying no at the risk of letting them down. This can make you feel torn between personal well-being and meeting external demands. Exactly, exactly, exactly. Right on it. Okay. Underdeveloped emotional intelligence. Says the alternative place from Eanbo. Um, Reports show that studies link developing the skill to say no with EQ, learning to better distinguish between emotional states and managing and adjusting your skulls. Can emotions can help you deliver a polite no. Okay, you guys, we covered a lot today. So, as you know already, we're learning how to say no. We went over a lot today to say that. And we're in the holidays. This is around holiday time, and this is the time when you got to learn how to say no. You need to go into next year thinking about no. Okay? I'm just saying. All right? Now, another thing, I don't know if I said it or not, but I declared December the clean out month. Clean out friends, family, things at home, situations at homes. I mean, just clean it all out. It's time for a new way of doing things. It's time for a new road to go down. We have life is here for us, okay? How we live it is so, so important. And a lot of times we don't know how to live life because we're too busy saying yes to everybody. So we miss out on the glory of living and loving and doing all those things because we're too busy being a mom, dad, sister, brother, cousin to everybody, okay? So I'm saying to you now, to step out your comfort zone, enjoy your life, make things wonderful for you. And again, thank you guys for hanging out with us here on the Empower Her talk show. I am Coach Celeta. You guys will be back next Thursday. And bye-bye.